spat upon or polluted with urine by ignorant people. One who desires the highest goal in life should, in spite of all these difficulties, use his intelligence to keep himself on the spiritual platform. So let us just read the previous shlokas, because I have not been in touch. 57 reads, Therefore, O Uddhava, do not try to enjoy sense gratification with the material senses. See how illusion based on material dualities prevents one from realizing the self. Before that, for one who is meditating on sense gratification, material life, although lacking factual existence, does not go away, just as the unpleasant experiences of a dream do not. The soul's material life, his experience of sense gratification, is actually false. O descendant of the Sharha, just like trees' appearance of quivering when the trees are reflected in agitated water, or like the earth's appearance of spinning due to one's spinning his eyes around, or like the world of a fantasy or dream. Just as one may imitate persons whom one sees dancing and singing, similarly the soul, although never the doer of material activities, becomes captivated by material intelligence and is thus forced to imitate its qualities. Om Tat Sat. So, this chapter is called Elements of Material Creation, and Krishna is giving amazing insight into illusion, sense gratification, etc. to Uddhava. It's a very interesting, deep chapter. Uddhava is asking very deep questions, and Krishna is answering them. Here is mentioning, even though somebody spits on you physically, somebody insults you, somebody ridicules you, passes urine on you, still you must use your intelligence to fix yourself on the spiritual platform. Now, this is something difficult for us to actually digest. Why should I do that? Is the first thing. What is my benefit? Normal reaction to that way. What does it give me by tolerating it? What is my benefit? And the next thing is, why does he do that to me? So since he does that to me, he spits on me, he urinates on me, I should give him the same thing. This is the way material nature operates. This is what normally we will think and we will do. That's what is material life. Material life means matter, an attachment to matter and gratification from matter. And for that we will react materially. That is not very intelligent, Krishna is saying. You may be very smart thinking that he urinated on me, I will pass stool on him. He spat on me, I'll dump garbage on him. I will do something more than what he has done. Jagannath Baladev Shubhatramai ki, Shishi Govindita ki, Prabhada Shubhadev ki. I will do something more. In this way I am greater than him. I am more smart than him. But here it says you are not very intelligent. In fact, the intelligent thing is to not to react to that person. That is intelligence. To accept that definition of intelligence is a little difficult. We normally immediately want to take revenge because we feel insulted. we feel that our whole false ego, rather our false ego, cannot take it. And what is this meaning of insult? What happens to us? It's very painful when somebody says something and shoots something at you. Even though it is true, it is very painful. It is false, anger plus pain will come. If it is true, you have severe pain. It is true about me, I know. But then you try immediately to see that, prove that to you, I should prove that it is not true. But to me, I know it is true. Becomes more complicated. Because people are more concerned about the impression that others have about them. That's the meaning of falsity. I am more bothered about what impression others have of me, which I want to correct, and what impression I have of me that I will manage inside. That is why when you are attached to matter, attached to sense gratification, the pain is very great. Natata tapyate viddaha puman banaistu maramaghai yata tudanti marmastaha hi asatam parusheshavaha. Krishna is explaining somewhere in this chapter again or later. It is very painful when somebody speaks something hurtful to you. Natata tapyate viddaha. Tapyate means the pain, tapa. Puman banaistu maramagai. Arrows, bana, which you shoot at somebody, hits your chest, pierces your chest. That is not so painful. Natapyate viddaha. Puman banaistu maramagai means into the heart. Yata tudanti marmastaha. Not like that. Words. Hi asatam parusheshavaha. Arrows. The words, arrows that come, that is even more painful than the real arrow that hits your chest and flesh comes out and it's painful to you physically. The other arrow of words, insult, everything is far more painful. Krishna is telling Uddhava. It is far more painful. Why? And it is not intelligent also to feel that pain. He's telling you here. If you are intelligent, you're not. So what is intelligence? Great emphasis is laid on intelligence throughout Krishna's instruction here. Very interesting. So if you're not intelligent to understand that you are different from this body, that whatever gratification you are having is simply an illusion. This is a fact. And it's very difficult for us to understand that it is a fact. This is what is the meaning of illusion. We keep seeking that illusory sense happiness. We keep getting hurt and suffer. Even the suffering is illusion, the enjoyment is also illusion. That's what he's explaining here. We read the previous shlokas. How the soul and the body, they are completely different actually. Asangohi ayam purushaha. They have no compatibility. Matter and spirit, really speaking. But material life means being in this incompatible situation. Prabhupada uses this word, incompatible. That is, the soul, although separated, although of spirituality in nature, of being spiritual in nature, still accepts the action of the material nature or the modes on matter to be as belonging to himself. See, when you see people going in a car, you can see they are sitting in the best of cars, BMW, bends. And that's it. But in Coimbatore, the roads are very bad at times. Whatever great car you take, boom, he goes like that. The fellow inside, although he's sitting in a great car, he has to jump up. Isn't it? You can see the experience of the road, of the car, is felt by the person. Although he's thinking it is my car, it is my this thing, I'm a very great man. When it bumps, he has to bump. Right? Same way, although he has nothing to do with the road, nothing to do with the bump on the road, because he owns a car which is very good, supposed to be smooth. He feels it. Same way, the soul accepts everything material nature does to the matter, material body, as belonging to himself. He need not do that. He need not feel that. But that is the meaning of illusion. He embraces that experience. It is my experience. But he is soul. He has nothing to do with matter. This is the nature of illusion. By false ego, thinking that I am this body arises. And anything matter does to the body, he gets affected. Because it belongs to him. Because it belongs to him. What happens to another body does not affect him. Something happens to another body, it doesn't affect him. Unless it is a body out of which he is getting sense gratification, then it affects him. Extended sense gratification, Prabhupada calls it. Beyond the body. Then if something happens to his factory, which he has set up very difficult, although he is not the factory, he knows, he cry and get affected very much. He loss, big loss, because he possesses it. In this way, we can understand how, although we are not this body, although we are not matter, still we are suffering whatever happens to matter, which is inanimate, attachment. So if somebody calls you bloody idiot, fool number one, nonsense, you get affected. But what is he calling? Whom is he calling? He has an idea that you are this body because he also thinks his body, and he is blaming you for your material activity. And you take that very seriously, you get hurt. Like an arrow piercing your heart, you can get hurt. She is identifying with the roles that we play. Say, we had a skit sometime, we did this freedom sessions for college students. We had some skit. That day there was Shrikant and Gopal Gaura and Achyuta Gopinath and all of them acting. They acted as some false Swamiji and this thing and that thing. You also came and acted as a Swamiji, false Swamiji, Om chanting. And there he comes and you tell, what Swamiji, you are doing like this. Don't tell like that about me. I am great, I am this, I am that, I can cross over water. Then after the drama is over, you continue play that role. Again, while going to eat, he said, hey, Swamiji is telling you don't eat. Oh, I am sorry, Swamiji. They are joking and they are going. They are extending the drama and they are playing the role. And when he says, don't tell me, I'm very sorry, he's telling. But both are laughing inside because they played that role and he's extending that role and they're continuing that role. It's giving them some fun because they know it's false. Isn't it? You can say, oh, then Swamiji will sit down and don't eat that. They laugh and they start speaking out of the roles. Imagine life is actually like this, what it will be like that. This conversation you can see happening. That is within the role that you played in the drama. Imagine you actually living that role and you're very attached to it. And he says, you idiot, fool, Swamiji, and you get really hurt. You call me idiot. No, I just called as a Swamiji. Yeah, you acted. That is a fool idiot, I said. No, why did you say that? As a Swamiji, I acted. So it is, I still feel I am a Swamiji. If he does like that, say, hey, what is wrong with you? I just said, as a Swamiji, you're an idiot. That role that you played like an idiot. It was very good. You're a real idiot. I said, no, you should not say that. I played the role, but he is identified with the role. And when you call that Swamiji role idiotic, he's saying, don't say that in his real life. Why? I said, what is wrong with you, Baba? I just said the Swamiji role you played is idiot. When you played as a Swamiji, first class idiot you were. Now you're really saying that you're calling me idiot? He got identified with the role. He's really thinking you're calling him an idiot. It's as bad as that. We are not the roles that we play. We are not the situations we are in. But if you start identifying with that situation, then only nobody can help you. But all of us are attached to the roles that we play so much that we have forgotten our real life. Just imagine. Forgotten our real life. And in that illusory acceptance of that role, while playing that role, you are thinking it is real and fighting with each other. This is what Krishna is explaining here. Actually, your spirit soul, you have got nothing to do with this. Actually, you are only the actor. That role has got nothing to do with really. You work in so and so place, you have 3 children, you're this thing, you are not that false Swamiji, but you have taken it to heart. Same way, the roles that we are playing in this world, we have taken it to heart, completely forgetting our real self. So, now what is the meaning of insult and hurt? When you are thinking like that about yourself, you can only hurt your false conception about yourself. Isn't it? So 2 people get together and hurt each other, both their roles that they are playing. The role as a Swamiji you played, I heard that role. You got a long beard, you got a dirty looking hair. Your dress as a Swamiji is lousy. You have no choice, proper selection. You have no understanding of color. Pooh, idiot, is blaming the dress he is wearing. Another friend, how dare you say this about me? What about you? What about your role as a new Bhakta who is coming? You are a number 1 idiot. Both of them go for each other's hair and fight. Then the director comes in, listen, you both are not the roles that you're playing, please separate. Just imagine. So, hurt means somebody is hurting your false identity. It is not you anyway. It's not you anyway. But Krishna is saying in this world, people have so much accepted. And they get hurt very badly. So hurt means what? Nobody can actually hurt you. Because nobody can tell. As a soul, as a devotee of Krishna, you're a bloody fool. You can never say that. You can never say that. Because if you're a devotee of Krishna, you are very intelligent. You are very intelligent. So, as devotees, if we get hurt, what does it mean? What does it mean if we get hurt as devotees? When we get hurt, our devotion is very low. That's what Krishna is saying. Even though somebody hurts you like that, you must use your intelligence, analyze it. He is calling me according to my role that I am playing in the material world. That is not me. I am a servant of Krishna. I am a part and parcel of Krishna. What he has shot that arrow, it will fall down. It will not hurt me. Why? I am not that which he is trying to hurt. I am not that which he is trying to say I am. This is intelligence. Then you cannot get hurt. You see, some great personality, Franklin Roosevelt, Roosevelt's wife, supposed to have said, no one can hurt me without my permission. It is supposed to be a great saying. But I am sure she does not know that with permission we can hurt you because you still think you are the body. With your permission, excuse me, I'm hurting you. I'll make you know why, because like this. Because of the bodily conception of life, you can be hurt. Somebody asked me, oh, after death you said the body will be here. No. Body is dead. No. Then how you can go to Yamaloka and how you can get punished? He's thinking without the body, how you can punish me? I am the body. So it does not matter. Your false conception is carrying on with you. The subtle body. That will be hurt. That's where the real hurt is. Inside. The gross body which you hurt you is lesser than hurting the subtle body. That's what the shloka says. You see, natata tapyate viddah puman banaistu marmagai yatha tudanti marmastha yasatam paurusheshavah. That arrows hitting the heart are less painful than words spoken that hit you, subtle body. You see? So, Krishna is repeatedly telling one must tolerate. That is exercise, practice. The gross body and the mind, we practice. If somebody hurts you regularly and there is a challenging situation, it is the best place to practice Krishna consciousness. And Krishna will illustrate that. What he is saying here, he will illustrate there was such a person who actually was urinated upon, spat upon, garbage was thrown upon him and everything. But he used his intelligence and understood these people are not my enemy. They are all instruments of a higher cause. And I can understand that these things are being forced upon me because that higher cause is very happy with me. It's an amazing, intelligent understanding. Krishna says, he speaks about the Avanti Brahmana, and he says that Brahmana used his intelligence to understand that people who were spitting on him, urinating on him, throwing garbage on him, who were removing his kamandalu, taking away his food and everything, are all just people who are illusioned in this world and acting as per the movement and dictates of material nature behind them. And behind material nature is Krishna. So they are helplessly acting. They are also not knowing whether they are consciously doing it by their own. They are also instruments in the hands of material nature and they are acting. If I also become like that, an instrument in the hand of material nature, then it will be not useful to me. But I shall remain away from this because I know that the Supreme Lord is pleased with me. Therefore, He is sending these things to me. And I can meditate on Him further. And I will become free from this material nature. See, that's why it's mentioned here. Even though people do these things to you, you must use your intelligence and keep yourself on the spiritual platform. This is the meaning of spiritual life. That is why when a person tolerates, he's not tolerating materially. Sometimes you can tolerate out of material this thing. That is, you be flies are too much. Another type of tolerance that people have in the material world. They try to act very saintly. You can be very saintly and tolerate. Then you can really tolerate and it becomes an austerity. But here it says that you can use your intelligence and you can transcend what is happening to you. That's a devotee. A saintly person means, although he is not like fully, completely out of the bodily concept, he knows these things, so he tolerates. It's hurting him, it's giving him difficulty, but then he knows for the sake of the Lord, for the sake of this thing I'm preaching and people are attacking, I tolerate. But you can see pure devotees of the Lord, you cannot affect them by doing anything materially or anything mentally to them. Because they are strongly fixed in the understanding that I have got nothing to do with this concept. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am spirit soul. And how can you hurt the spirit soul? Materially you cannot hurt the spirit soul. You see, Krishna is explaining in Bhagavad Gita, Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, na kledyanti na soshyanti maru. What is it? Na chainam kledyanti apo na soshayati marutaha. Neither fire, nor water, nor wind, anything can affect the soul. Cannot be withered by the wind, cannot be burnt by fire, cannot be made wet by water. Why is he saying that? It's not that he's trying to teach physics to us. Water dissolves this thing. We say it's not physics that he's teaching. He's trying to tell us nothing material can affect the soul. Physically, subtly, because the soul is a completely different makeup. Right? So how will you hurt a person who is not in the bodily concept of life? There is no scope for you to hurt him. You cannot just hurt a person. You can hurt him in one way. How? If you speak something about Krishna, he can get very angry. If you speak something about another devotee, he can get really angry. He will attack you physically. He can even do that to you. Because he knows that is where your pain is situated. He can give it to you on that plane. Knowing fully well that I am not really hurting you. But since you are in this illusion, I'll give you the illusory hurt. He may do that. Mostly they won't do it. But if you speak anything against Krishna, if you speak anything against another devotee, then he can get angry. That time his anger is different. Hanuman got angry. Why? Because it was about Lord Ramachandra and Mother Sita. He got angry. Some people think that anger should never be there. Why did Krishna get angry? He also got angry. Hanuman got angry. So they cannot understand this. They cannot understand. They have no explanation for this at all. If you ask them, they say, no, devotee should not get angry. So why did Hanuman get angry? Hanuman got angry? Then what do you think he did? His anger was so great that he was able to take off from here in so many yojanas he travelled. Where do you think he travelled? How did he go and do all these things without anger? You think Arjuna was not angry while fighting the Pandavas? What was he doing? Was he whistling? La 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 and chopping each in the hand? You have to get angry if you have to fight. If you have to kill people, should you not be angry? It's a passionate thing. It's a big myth to say that one should not get angry. A devotee should not get angry. Saint should not get angry. I slap you on the face, show me the other face. That doesn't work. It's not the way it is really understood. You see. You do anything against devotional service. You do anything against Prabhupada's movement. You do anything. Every reason people have to get angry. If you don't get angry, something is wrong with you. If you remain a devotee and then you don't get angry, that means you really don't understand what is the damage being done by so and so to you or to the movement or something. And you think, no, Prabhu, relax, don't worry. So what do you mean not worry? Get me without worrying about this. It is striking at the foundation of your, existence, your belief. Right? So, it is not that one should not get angry at all. Right? One may get angry. But this Avanti Brahmana understood there's no use of getting angry with these people. What am I going to get at? Narada Muni had a disciple who was a snake. Snakes are very envious, biting everybody. They die. The snake got initiated by Narada Muni, became disciple. So now people are still attacking that snake, that thing, and they beat it with stick and stones and everything, got hurt and not. I'm a devotee now, I cannot get angry, I cannot strike anybody, I cannot. Big problem now. Now that I become a devotee. People are attacking me, I cannot do anything. So how to act? I don't know. So he went and asked his Guru Maharaj, Narada Muni, what can I do now? I know I am a snake, I am very horrible, people want to finish me. But now I am a devotee. I don't bite anybody, I don't do all these things. But they still think about me like that. And they are hitting me, beating me and all that. So he said, yeah, you treat them according to their own illusion. You show your face. They'll get afraid and they'll run away. Don't bite them, but just show them as though you're going to bite them. And then you go away. This way you control them. Because they are in the delusion, they are disturbing your devotional service. Right? So you do that. So the snake next time, they put their stick down and left. Very good. Without biting, I can show anger. They left. So a devotee will intelligently use these things. He may not get angry to the extent that it will make his whole spiritual life disturbed. His anger is external, it doesn't affect him spiritually. He stops with it and he can carry on his devotional service without any contamination. But normally in the material world who are involved in the illusion that I am this body, when they get angry, they'll be shaking, their temperature will go up, their blood pressure will go up, they'll get a heart attack, everything will happen. And they'll die. All this will happen to them. So disturbed they can even die. So they don't know how to handle it. But a devotee will get angry externally and then cut himself up and chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Again he'll be doing service. Hey, how are you people? They'll be wondering. You can get angry plus you can do devotional service. So anger is something very external. I can use it as a tool. Get angry with somebody and make him render devotional service. It's all part of. Sometimes people can understand how you did like this and they are doing like this also. There's nothing wrong. You see? So, a devotee, he will get angry if you blaspheme Krishna or Vaishnavas. But he is not disturbed by that anger. But an ordinary materialist, he will get angry because he is absorbed in the false identification of himself. And since he gets angry, it disturbs the foundation, the false foundation of his understanding. And he becomes very, very disturbed. Blood pressure, that thing, this thing, everything people are getting simply because they don't understand I am spirit soul. Prabhupada had that problem, stroke to heart attacks. He was still walking around and preaching. Still walking around and preaching. The devotees were telling me in Kumbh Mela he had swollen jaw, teeth and all that, this thing. Can't walk properly. Still in the morning and 4 o'clock he was walking and telling them what is Kumbh Mela, how we should preach, what we should do. Oblivious to things that are happening in the body, in the mind. Just fixed on Krishna and devotional service. By practice, constantly, through situations like this, we can awaken our spiritual identity and keep it in the fore and fix our mind on that. This is really spiritual life. Spiritual life is when you are challenged materially, and when you're challenged materially and you're able to take up that in a pure spiritual platform. That requires intelligence. So here intelligence is spoken greatly of. You can't avoid being intelligent if you want to be in spiritual life actually. And we may think that, but I am not intelligent. But Krishna is saying, I will give you intelligence. You chant Hare Krishna, you become intelligent. Spiritually. How to render devotional service and be spiritually safe, that intelligence Krishna will give you. What to avoid, what not to avoid. It is true. I've seen so many people become very smart in executing their devotional life. Their priorities, everything. I think that is really intelligent. Some people, although they are very well-to-do materially and they are intelligent materially, are not able to utilize this information to take themselves away from material nature and attachment and be engaged in devotional service. I think they are not intelligent. Although they are materially intelligent, making a lot of money and doing that, this, everything, but they can't take themselves away in the human form of life, use their time, energy, everything for propelling themselves spiritually. But Krishna has given them a very good material opportunity, very good material life, but they can't come out of it. But at the same time, somebody else who may not be very intelligent materially, who are not very well situated, they turn out to be far more intelligent than these people who got a very good horoscope. Why? They take to Krishna consciousness easier. Whatever they would set aside, they just set aside. That is real intelligence. In the story of the Avanti Brahmana, that Brahmana, Krishna is glorifying him as being very intelligent. He left his house, became a sannyasi, and although people were troubling him this way, that way, he didn't move. He said, I will not take my mind away from Krishna. Aham tarishyami durantaparam tamo mukundangri nishevayeva. Mukunda Angri. I shall hold on to the lotus feet of Mukunda Angri and lotus feet of Mukunda, and I will continue to serve and depend on Krishna only. Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai ki. So some amazing things we can learn from here, these instructions of Krishna. If they are not explained, people will only get bewildered. It's not so easy to know how in material suffering one can be very intelligent and get the maximum benefit for spiritual life. You see, people normally run away from material suffering, or they are coming to spiritual life for the sake of stopping material suffering. If they read this, they'll run away from spiritual life. It's mentioned here. Even though these things are happened to you, you are very intelligent if you, this thing. They run away, but in the initial stages we tell people, see, Krishna is helping you materially, please chant Hare Krishna. But actually the opposite is true. And Krishna also welcomes that person. But gradually Krishna teaches him what is important and what is not important. By putting him in particular situations, like that Avanti Brahmana. He was doing very good. He was a merchant. He was an agriculturist. He made a lot of money. And he kept the money with him. And he started enjoying and thinking he is getting a lot of security out of that money. Krishna took away the money. Suddenly everything lost. The foundation and basis of my security and my happiness is lost. Suddenly. Vacant. And everybody curses him. Everybody, tell him, get out of the house. And he starts thinking about it. And he analyzes. When you possess wealth, what all happens to you? How your mind changes. What are all the evil things that you think of and do when you have wealth with you? Beautiful analysis he makes. And what all happens to you? Lust, greed, anger, possession. All these things happen to you if you have wealth with you. And he understands that, that means I lost the wealth is good. He makes an analysis of the problems in having wealth. So, we have no alternative but to use our intelligence to adopt Krishna's instruction. You can't try to escape here and there with a different interpretation. The truth is, you must become a devotee of Krishna. And by being a devotee of Krishna, you have the greatest advantage, both materially and spiritually. We should not be foolish to give up that. That's why Krishna is mentioning that repeatedly. Intelligence is required. Prabhupada also told us, if we want the movement to go forward, what is required? He said, organization and intelligence is required. He did not say, pure Krishna consciousness is required, you to chant. He didn't say any of these things. He said, you should have organization, you should have intelligence. It's very amazing. So sometimes we think that it's just enough if I am a devotee. But the thing is not easy to become a devotee. We have to work through these things in order to become a devotee. You can't jump and become a devotee. You will just assume and think I am a devotee, but the same things will be happening to you again, and you wonder, I am a devotee, why these things are happening to me? Because you are not yet a devotee. That's why these things are happening to you. These things are happening to you and you are disturbed because you are not a devotee. But if you are a devotee, completely surrendered, you will be like this Brahmana. Even though it happens to you, you are still fixed in Krishna. That is a sign of a devotee. You see, continues to render his service, continues to keep his faith. Little shake we have, that day we will not chant Hare Krishna. You shook me up today, I will not chant Hare Krishna. See? So interesting lessons we can learn from this. Om Tat Sat Srila Prabhupada Ki. We have to go out somewhere. Any question? Is what is being hurt. Yeah. But that cannot be hurt unless you allow that. Unless you identify with that, it cannot be hurt. Because the false conception is false only. But you are real. You hold on to the false thing. And somebody hits that false thing, you also get affected. You mean the exact physiological location where it happens? Well, where do you get hurt? Yes, mind. That's where all the things are happening. In other words, it's mental. But our whole reality is based on our thoughts and our mental perceptions. So therefore it is real in terms of our material life. It's amazing. Although we know this in theory, when it happens again, you will be subject to it. You can get very hurt after knowing this. It shows that knowledge is very different from actually the experience when you have. Only thing that can save you is your devotion to Krishna. Knowledge is not going to, alone help you. Here, intelligence does not mean only knowledge. Intelligence means the capacity to practically apply the fact that I am spirit, soul, I am part and parcel of Krishna. That is intelligence. Intelligence does not mean only knowledge. Intelligence means proper application of knowledge to your advantage. Right? Somebody can be intelligent with less knowledge. Somebody can be very intelligent by acquiring more knowledge and applying it. Somebody can be very knowledgeable and not intelligent. Modern society makes people very knowledgeable but not intelligent. Intelligence is practice of knowledge. Right? So you have knowledge, but you may not have intelligence. Here Krishna is saying, intelligent Brahmana. Yeah. You keep reading and you keep executing devotional service, not only reading. That's what reading will give you knowledge. It was also an act of devotional service because it's Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. But you must, with your senses, with your mind, with your material facility, you must render service to Krishna. Then you will become very intelligent. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. Yes. According to Krishna consciousness, what is the difference between heart and mind? There's no difference. Both are material organs of this physical body. In terms of function, you're saying. Yeah. Mind is normally associated with thoughts. The heart is associated with love, emotional things. So a person can act out of his heart, can act out of his head. Head means mind, intelligence. It's a colloquial usage. It doesn't have a literal, actual meaning. But when we talk about heart, we already talk normally about the soul, spiritual activity, love for Krishna, and feeling of doing good. All these things are from the heart. Matter to do with material things and all other things normally we refer to the head, the intelligence and the mind. In other words, materialistic things are more to do with the mind and the intelligence. Spiritual things are to do with the heart. Reference. That's the overall general reference. Because the soul is situated there and Krishna is situated there. Now you cannot say anything. But that's not your question, I know. Heart cannot be spiritual, but the things that come out of the heart, they can be spiritual. Is there not like some solid truth given in the scripture or something? These are usages just to make us understand better the difference. Don't have to take it very literally. Right. Any other question? Om Tat Sat Shila Prabhupada ki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Gaur Premanande. Yeah,